They love you. New York loves you. Come on. New York.
My people.
Thank you for coming back. I want to get into the movie. Congrats on all the award nominations and everything. But this made me laugh. A couple of months ago, Kim Kardashian tweeted something out. And I don't know if you saw this, but she watched the show Nobody Wants This, which is Kristen Bell and Adam Brody. Yeah. Kim Kardashian said, I binged 4 episodes. It's so good. Must watch. Aaron Foster, Sarah Foster, Kristen Bell, Adrian Brody, Netflix. Do you get confused for Adam Brody?
She blew up my internet.
Like, yeah.
My Instagram just went crazy.
You did?
You know, it's funny. After this, a few people, it's more often than I've had, but recently I was just at dinner with my director of The Brutalist, Brady Corbet, and I went to the restroom, and this guy came down. He said, I'm so sorry. My wife's much better at this than I am, but are you Adam Brody? And I said, Adrian Brody. He said, oh, yes, I'm so sorry. And then he proceeded to go into the ladies' room. And I said, that's the women's restroom? He said, yes, I'm so sorry. So
it's just a confused man.
Yeah, it was, I think so.
Yeah. Congrats on all the success and everything. You've been nominated for every major award, including an Oscar. You're nominated again. This is your second Oscar nomination. Last time you were nominated, you were 29, you won, and you became the youngest person to ever win Best Actor. That's amazing. Congratulations. Does the nomination feel different this time around?
Yeah, I think very much so. I was very young then, and I think life and, you know, I've gained a lot of perspective through the years. I've had a wonderful career, but there's been plenty of, you know, peaks and valleys, and I think right now I was very aware of how remarkable those circumstances were then. I'm more aware now, and how special and rare this moment is, and so I have a tremendous amount of appreciation. I'm so grateful for the recognition. You know, it's a remarkable thing, and I'm so grateful for the work.
I saw you when you got your Golden Globe earlier a couple months ago, and you thanked your parents who were in the audience. What was it like to have them there?
Oh, our parents being there for us is so important, and they've really championed me along the way. And you know, I felt it was very important to speak to that in my speech at the Globes. And it's funny, I was looking out, my mom and dad were sat way in the back, and as I was kind of speaking to my mother, I looked, and she was like looking down at the floor. And I was like, my mom isn't even paying attention to me, like in this moment.
This is the big moment, Mom.
And it kind of threw me a little bit. I kind of stuttered through, and I got it out, and then I went back and I saw them, and I was like, what were you looking at? And she goes, oh no, I was really trying to hear you better, because it was going in the back. So she was very moved by what I said.
Mom never changed. Mom never changed. No. That's the greatest. Don't ever change. That's why we have moms. It's hard to imagine anyone else in this role, but how did you end up getting cast?
Well, I was presented the script and had a meeting with Brady, and I read the script. It's a remarkable movie, and the screenplay is quite vast, and it's beautifully written. And we spoke about it, and I spoke to him about why I'm quite the right person for this role, but ultimately they ended up casting someone else, and the whole cast was different, and there was a whole different iteration of this film that they were going to do, and kind of went away, and
you thought that was it?
I thought it was it, and I mourned the loss of this, because I knew how special this was and how rare it was to find a role quite like this, and it miraculously came back around.
Wow. You're amazing in this. I could just see you learned Hungarian. I mean, that's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, I had a leg up. My grandparents, my mom and my grandparents actually fled Budapest in the 50s during the Hungarian Revolution. And so my character, Laszlo, essentially comes from war-torn Europe, flees Hungary through the horrors of World War II and immigrates to America. And so that immigrant experience was very personal to me, and hearing the language in my grandparents' home all the time was very familiar. And I actually modeled my dialect after my grandfather. There's a very specific formality of speech of a man in the 50s, but it was a wonderful chance to honor their story in my own work, and how they've really given me the foundation. All their suffering and hardship has given me the foundation to be a American actor born in New York City, and so I'm really grateful for that, and try to pay tribute to that.
But it's such a great job of doing that, but also with the prosthetics, because you aged 30 years in this movie. They did a great job. I aged 30 years in the making of the movie too. But they did apply a lot of. They had to do a prosthetic procedure, and it's funny. Everyone's very busy. It's a movie with a lot of moving pieces, and so I had a new team of people who I'd never met, and they were removing this apparatus all over me, and this woman was busily working away with a solvent on my nose. She's just working away, and I said, "Are you trying to remove that?" And she said, "Yes." And I said, "That doesn't come off." Then she says, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." And then she goes, "This is going in my diary." Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Now it's going in my talk show repertoire.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you get the story.
Yeah.
Can we tell everyone what The Brutalist is about?
Yes. It's a remarkable film. It's a vast movie. It really is about a Hungarian architect who's well established, who survives World War II and flees and begins his journey in America, and toils through poverty, and you really watch you experience the immigrant experience through him, and he encounters this wealthy landowner who gives him an opportunity to build this institute that is this triumphant work that he has a chance to create this life's work after all this hardship, and it's a really wonderful journey. He reconnects with his wife, and it's very beautiful and quite special.
Gorgeous. I want to show everyone a clip. Here's Adrian Brody in The Brutalist. Take a look at this.
Because they do not want us here.
Of course Attila wants us here.
What Attila?
Then who do you mean?
The people here. They do not want us here. Audrey, Attila's Catholic wife, does not want us here. She does not want us here. We are nothing. We are worse than nothing.
That's how you do it. Adrian Brody, everyone. The Brutalist is in theaters now. Idina Menzel joins us after the break. Stick around, everybody. Come on back.